We'll begin the recording. So if everyone can mute themselves, thank you so much. And I'm also going to, there we've started the recording. So this is our Monday Moxi. As we know, every Monday we have a Moxi class to go through, one of my favorite marketing tools. And today we're going to learn how can we use Moxi to market on our websites, on social media, to push our marketing as individual agents out even further, to get as much out of this tool as possible. Now, we know that this tool is used for listing presentations. We can do buyer tours and buyer presentations, but we are also able, to utilize this as custom presentations as well. So I'll go ahead and share my desktop with you, and we will go into desk, and that's where we will find this wonderful tool. So we'll go right into mycbdesk.com. And when we pull that up, you'll see all of the wonderful tiles come up for all of the apps and the tools that we use. My Moxi is usually here right up at the top. If you don't know where it is or you can't find it, you can always utilize this Find an App. Type in Moxi and it will come up for you. Without any other distraction there present. You also see at the bottom, you will have this 3-dot ellipsis on the tool. When you click on that, you can get straight into your presentations, as well as brokerage presentations and the Help Center. Every tool that I teach, I do like to point out there is a Help Center. There is a quick start guide in Moxi for you, some training resources as well, training materials, support information, as well as facts about this tool, what to utilize it for, and how do I work it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that Moxi tool and get into Moxi so we can start creating and using this to benefit ourselves on social media and our In Touch website. So we'll see here when you first come in, as always with Moxi, you're going to have all of the pages that you have of things you've already created, anything that's not archived. I have 8 pages. I have a lot of presentations. And anytime I want to create something new, I can go up here and create new. If it is something I've already created, I can go to my library and I can find that. So in my library, you will see anything that you save and create yourself. You definitely want to give it a good name so that when you revisit it later, you're going to know what that information is. You'll see down here when Toolkit, for those of you familiar with Toolkit, I did love me some Toolkit, but it went away, and really everything that was in Toolkit, they put into Moxi. So you can see here, I would not want to include any of this unless I went in and I renamed it. So if you are pulling a PDF, maybe something you've created in Canva, something that you've created somewhere and you want to pull that in, you are able to rename that as something else. So I probably would not want to rename this Toolkit 3. I would want to rename it something a little bit more conducive to including in my Moxi. But here you can see I put 3 and 4. So I can go back in later. And this is an innovation leader. So this is a little more outdated information from Coldwell Banker because it was Toolkit. So that might be something I don't need anymore. Anything that you put in here, you can go in and delete. Just know that if you delete it out of your library, it's gone forever. There is no trash folder. So if you spend a lot of time creating something, you may want to keep it in here and just leave it here. You'll see here I have some pages that I have created from scratch. I don't have to go back in and create them from scratch again. The system will keep them in my folder for me, and I can go in and I can edit those as I see fit. So here you'll see I have a welcome to Harford County, Maryland, and I have a video, but I don't have any other information. So maybe in what you want to do to put this out on social media or put it on your website is to create a neighbor a neighborhood specific presentation, some information about a specific neighborhood that you work in. Here I have just base Harford County. I could use this on any of my Harford County neighborhoods, and I can also add information to this as well by clicking the add button. I can determine that I want 3 sections, or do I only want 1 section, and okay. And here I can add to this custom presentation that I have. I can add text, I can add an image, make sure that you do own the copyright to the image, or that you do have written permission from the photographer or author to use that video, and more. Now, this video I did take from YouTube. So I might want to go to Welcome to Harford County, Maryland, and that's that YouTube video. And I might want to find that somewhere on YouTube, wherever I have found that video. Welcome to Harford County. And then in finding this video here, I'm going to go ahead and grab this link. The reason that I'm going to grab this link is I want to let people know in my Moxi where this came from. So I'm going to put text, and maybe I could put original source and put that information. Now you can see this is really super, super small. So I can highlight this in the system, and I can format that to larger text. Maybe I don't want it to be quite that large. And again, if I want to center this, anything that I want, I can do that. That way, at least it has been sourced. Someone knows that I found, you know, maybe I found it via YouTube. That way they know where this video has come from, although they can see YouTube. And here is my video. So here's my original source. And then I can go up here and I can save this. Now this is going to save over top of anything I had already created, so that the next time I open my Welcome Harford County, Maryland, I'm going to have that original source there. And when someone does view this in my web view, they will be able to click on that link and get directly to that source. So I'm letting them know where that particular source came from. Also, if I'm going to print this out, just know that when you put video in and you print, it does not put a placeholder. So that's something to think about. If we're creating a Moxi presentation to put online, the video will always come up. If we decide later to go in and print it, any video will, there's no way for them to put video on stagnant paper. Although I do believe I have suggested to them that they put a placeholder there. But you can see here a bunch of different things that I have created. Again, I have created them with the ability to edit, where I am able to go in. So here I have information about Joppatown Marina, and I'll show you in just a moment how I use this on my website. It's something that I can push out on my Facebook page as well. So I'm going to hit this plus button. Maybe I only want that one tab there. And then I've gone to YouTube and I've looked for Joppatown Marina, and here this information has come up. So it's Joppatown Marina overview. It's almost a technical video. It's very professionally made. So I've given some information, and here I want to cite the original source, original video, you know, original source. And I've given that information. No one can come back later and say that I plagiarized. I really don't think that the marina is going to care that I'm pushing their information out there. It's good for their business. And I'm going to hit save. If you're really unsure, you can go back and you can ask the people at Joppatown Marina, is it okay if I push this information out there? Most likely they're going to say, yes, yes, please, put my information out. Now, how would I use some of this information in a Moxi custom presentation? So here you can see I have one that is already made. I did go to create new, and I created a non-listing. So I want to create an interactive newsletter or marketing piece, or maybe a neighborhood guide of some sort. And here I chose no template and continue. Here I put in the name. So this was Joppatown. Maybe this is a community community page or community something, and I go ahead and create. Now, always remember, you're going to get to this do nothing page. This one came up very quickly. It did not have any pages to include or to bring through. And then I can go through and add pages from my library or create new from scratch. Excuse me. So that is one way to create it. You can also create a non-listing. So I'll go ahead and delete this one. I don't need it. But you can also create a non-listing as well. Go through and hit non-listing. And another option, instead of choosing no template at all, I want to do a default non-listing. That is one other option that you have in creating a community page or community information. And when that comes up, you'll see it'll take just a second longer because it is pulling something from the library. Everything in the library is high resolution. So this is really the do nothing page. It kind of sits for a moment and then the circle will come up and start spinning. Please don't think it's broken. Just give it a hot minute and a half. There's that little circle that comes up, and here you'll see now at least I have a cover photo. So I have this cover page here. I have my agent profile as well. That would be something really great to include in any community information that you send out. You are also able to customize not only with this particular template, but with all templates, you're able to click on this edit button here for your cover page. Moxi has listened. So about this time last year, several agents said, I really don't like the report cover. I don't like the way it looks. It doesn't look like my type of marketing. Moxi listened, they heard you, and they have different things available to you now. So you can go over to the right. Once you've hit that lovely edit button there, your cover page will come up. So I do want my title to show. I can give this a title, a specific title. So I'm just going to say community. You can give it a subtitle as well. You can also prepare for, if you've prepared it for a specific person. You can add a cover image from your computer. You can also change the design. So this is where you're able to go in now and determine which do you prefer. Maybe you want a beautiful photo on the front, or you want it to be designed a specific way. This is how you determine what you want it to look like. You select the one that you want, and then you would just go back to your Moxi. You're going to also add an image here. Make sure that any image that you upload, you own. So here I'm just going to use this Joppatown that I used for Canva. Anything that you've already inputted into the system, it will save on your behalf, so that you always have that option to choose from something that you've already uploaded. And here you can see that I'm going to X off of that. It will take it a second, and now it's coming up with the photo and the title and everything that I changed. I can always go to that web preview, create the presentation, and then go in and preview what it's going to look like. So here I have my Joppatown, Harford County community. It says community here. So I can go back in and fix that if I don't like the way that that looks. And then here I can also print portrait if it's something that I want to print. If it's something I want to create and I want to hand it out in an open house, you can see here that the photo that I chose, it didn't really work. So I'd probably want to go back if I'm printing this out and change that photo. Again, I can just go over here to this edit button, and I can go down here. I can X off of that photo and then add that image again and choose a different image, whatever I want that image to be. Soon as everything is uploaded, there is no save button. So I'm just going to X off at the top right-hand corner, and it will automatically update for me so that I can go in and then see what that would look like when I print that out. Now that photo that you're seeing of the key, that's just something that I got online. Mine will say Realty because I'm with the corporate company as an employee. Yours will transition. When Maryland does transition to Realty, you will transition with them. It will automatically update in the system for you. You will not have to do anything in your tools to reflect the new doing business as, or DBA. I don't have any more information on that at this time. As soon as I find out, I will let you guys know. So here you can see I kind of have this really cute little cover photo, and then I have all of my information for my profile. Now, if I want to build this out, I can use this from scratch. I can save as a template once I have the pages the way that I want them. I can also add pages here. So if you have specific pages that you have created for your community, excuse me, in Canva, or perhaps you already have them in your library, you're able to do that. You can add page. And again, I just click this here, add from library. You'll see that as soon as I click on that, it's not in a hurry to do anything. That little circle is going to come up. It's a little hard to see, but it will sit for just a moment. I believe that Moxi teaches us a great deal of patience. And again, that's just because it's pulling all of these wonderful pages for me to use. So from here, I can determine anything that is in the Moxi, anything that's in Moxi, I can use. I want to be very, very careful that I'm not including CMA pages if I'm not including a CMA. The estimate comparison that gives the Zestimates for the sold prices is wonderful, but if I don't have any properties in here, it's just a base community presentation that I'm not going to include that. You can see here, you can scroll through any page that you've already uploaded into the system, which I will show you how to do in a moment. But you'll see here, I have the different options here. Welcome Harford County, Maryland. I can use that in anything that I want to use it in for any community in Harford County. So I'm able to add that, and then you would just click this add button here. Now you'll see once I've added it, as I'm going through, I may have forgotten which pages have I included. You'll see here, I know that this is in my current presentation because the word remove is there. If I decide I don't want it, I'm able to click that remove button and it will pull it out of my presentation as well. So there are a lot of different things that you can include. Also in your library, as you are creating, you can see here I have quite a few things that I have created and included. And maybe at one point I don't remember exactly what something looks like. I'm able to click here on the hyperlink, which is the title, and click on it and see what is the social media marketing. So here I've created a page, which I also am able to edit. I'm able to add to, and I'm also able to duplicate or delete completely. And this is just showing some of the different images that I include on my social media marketing. So you could create one of these and include your listing concierge marketing or anything that you do as well. Excuse me, I have another one that's marketing. And again, it's important to go in from time to time if you include videos and double check them before you send them out. So you can see here, we have a video that is unable to be used. So I'm able to go in. That was just a broken link with YouTube. The original poster that had it took it down. I'm able to X off of that and it will remove it. Now, because I have this template, most likely I want to correct this and I want to put a different property in there. You can see here I have some marketing that works. That's listing concierge. Maybe I have some listing concierge videos of things that I have done in the past, and I'm able to go, if you have your own YouTube channel and you have that on your YouTube channel, you want to use that. You want to go into your listing concierge and use the actual listing concierge video for your property. Or if you want to just go to YouTube, you can find At Home in the Mid-Atlantic, and you can find your listing there as well. So you're able to go through and find the property, or the best way to do this is just to go into your listing concierge. So you're going to go into listing concierge view. Let's see. I'm going to show you that in just one moment, where to find the page from scratch. But here we're going to go in. So I am acting on behalf of someone else. So let's go through and get out of that. We're going to go back in So I am going to show you, I'm going to kind of pick on Vicky's because we were working on hers the other day and I know that it's in there. A good thing to find. I apologize. I have to scroll through. You won't have to do that. So you can see here, she has this wonderful golf court. And when you go into manage, you'll find your website here. So I can go into the website. I can view the website here. And let me show you that one more time because I did go a little bit quickly. So when I go into the products and services, when I go into order management, this is the first screen in listing concierge venue that I see. And I want to click on that website there. And then I do want to click on view website at the top right. And that's going to give me that exact URL. So I'm going to right click on that and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back into my Moxi Present, and that's where I'm able to click this video button. I'm able to paste my URL in there, and then I'm able to add it to the system. For whatever reason, mine is not liking this. Mine has been a little wonky lately. Let's see. Interesting. It works unless I'm teaching class, and then it doesn't work anymore. Let's try that one more time. I promise you that this works. But for whatever reason, it's telling me my URL is invalid. That's interesting. I'll have to check that for you because the last time I did this, it worked perfectly. It is a beautiful listing. So that might be where it's beneficial to go and find that on YouTube where it's already posted. Again, I'm not sure why it's not allowing me to post that as a video because the URL is functional, but for whatever reason, it's not letting me add it right now. This I did take from that Mid-Atlantic, the YouTube Mid-Atlantic. So you can find your listing there as well. So that is at home in the Mid-Atlantic. And that's where all of the listing concierge videos go. So I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to that while I'm in here. And let's say that this particular, we'll go with this property. Let's say that this is my listing. I'm going to go and get that YouTube video. And if you have listing concierge, you really should have a YouTube channel if you're able to. I know it's a little overwhelming to some, but just to put all of your videos in here, you'll see now it's letting me add it. And there's another video there. If I had maybe 4 videos here and I took some videos out, you're also able to use this trash can and delete that and take that piece out so it doesn't show up. And then I can save. Anything that I've saved in the system will come up here. And you'll see once I go back out and then I click on my marketing again, here it is all updated and beautiful for me. This is a great thing to put in a listing presentation. To create this, to put this in a listing presentation, maybe I put this on my website somewhere. I can push this out to social media. People can click here and they can see the type of marketing that I provide and they can click on it directly through this particular piece. And then in here, I'm also able to click that ellipsis and I can also move it. I can duplicate it, etc. Maybe I need to rename it, anything that I need to do. And I can also add that to my presentation from here. So you'll see I added that. I went from 2 pages to 3 pages at the top. If I add something else, so maybe I want to add that welcome to Hartford County. Once I've added that, now I have jumped to 4 pages. I can click on this page button here. It will take me to my pages and I'm able to rearrange the order that I've placed them in. So maybe I'm going to put this out on my website and I'm going to include, welcome to Hartford County, Maryland. Check out my Hartford County listings, something of that nature. I'm able to then view Once I get this the way that I want it, I can view my web, and here's my presentation, and I can go through and I can see here's my video, my marketing. So maybe I probably want to include some text down here that talks about my marketing that works, and that, you know, I have a professional voiceover slideshow with each listing, and I have very professional photos and maybe some of the listing concierge information here. Or maybe I've just created some videos and I want to put that in my listing presentation, in my 12-minute listing presentation, in addition to not only am I telling you what I'm providing, but now I'm showing you things that I've already provided other happy clients. And then I have my lovely bio in here with my photograph as well, so they can see who I am. Once I have this exactly the way I want it, maybe I want to add a new page. So Christine said, how do you add the video click? What page is the template? So anytime you're in your last pages, so this one I only have pages because it's just a basic template. It doesn't have any other information. If you're in a listing presentation, you're going to see, you know, your search and all your other options. The very last page will always be pages. And this is where you get to where you can add or delete, etc. I can go in here and remove my agent profile. I can also view it as a PDF if I can't remember what that page looks like. And then I can also remove it from here. So maybe I've started this and I'm a little overwhelmed, so I'm going to come back in a couple days because I can't look at this anymore. I'm fed up. So I'm going to come back in. I'm going to click that and I'm going to view that PDF to see what was that. Oh, that's right. I put those videos in. Okay, now I understand. Maybe I want to duplicate this page and I want to go back in and edit it and include different videos. I can do that as well if I don't want to completely create something from scratch, or maybe I do want to create something from scratch. That's going to be this add page button. So when I click on this page, you're able to do this in any presentation that you create. It could be a buyer tour, a buyer presentation. Maybe it's a neighborhood tour. Maybe it's a listing or a pre-listing or a 12-minute listing presentation. You're always able to get to this. I can always add from my library, as we just did, or I can create new from scratch here as well. When I create new, I have two options. I can build my page. So that's where I'm going to go in and add that video URL, add the template. What do I want it to look like? What information do I want to include? Or maybe if I've gone to Canva or I have something that's already printed out or saved to my computer, I can go in and I can upload the PDF directly from my computer. Now, just note that if you're uploading a PDF from your computer, it will upload the way the PDF is designed. Most PDFs are portrait facing, and that just means if I'm going through a web presentation, everything is based on landscape. It's okay if eventually they get to something and it's portrait. It's not that big of a deal if it's something you've already created and want to include as well. We can also build a page. So in order to upload, I'll just show you to upload a PDF. You're just going to select that choice, and then we're going to choose the file, and we're going to find a PDF on our computer somewhere. So let me just find something, hopefully that's not too long. Let's see. I'll include this PDF. I don't know how long it is, so that'll be interesting. Enable page editing, and yes, I do. And I'm going to upload. I always just choose to edit in the future in case there is something that I want to add later. If not, that's okay too. And you'll see here it's working. So I probably pick something that's really super long, and that's okay too. Several agents that I've worked with love PowerPoint. I'm not as big of a fan. They've gone into PowerPoint, they've created some really wonderful things, and then they've saved them as PDFs and they've uploaded them into Moxi. So just know that that's also an option that you have available to you. Anything you've created in Publisher, although that's kind of on its way out, you're able to save as a PDF. Anything that you create in Canva, for those of you who are fans, I'll show you while that's uploading. It will take a moment. You're able to go in and create all different types of things in Canva. You're able to save them as PDFs. So maybe you have some different marketing that you can see I have lots of stuff in here for all the different pages that I work with, but maybe I want to go in and save some of these photos of listings that I've put out on my Facebook page, and I want to save them as PDFs and I want to upload them as well. I'm able to do that in this system. So going back to Moxi, you can see here, there were 16 pages in the PDF that I chose to upload into this particular presentation. So I love now with the new update for Moxi, it doesn't just sit there. It's going to let you know it's on page 6. You know, when it moves to page 7, it's going to update you and it's going to say, oh, look, now we're on page 7. So it's going to take a little bit of time because it is a large file. I do have 16 pages, so it will sit and it will think for a couple of moments. So we'll let that sit there and think for a moment. And then when it comes up, I'll show you what it looks like and how you can edit as you see fit. I believe it is pulling all 16 pages individually. So that's an option that you have as well, that you can go out and create in a way that makes you feel confident and comfortable. If again, that's Canva. If you love Publisher, I do love Publisher, even though it is a little old school, PowerPoint, etc. Any way that you can save things as a PDF on your computer, you are able to upload them into Moxi and to use them. So here we've gotten to page 13, so it's almost finished. I'll be able to show you, and then we'll go in and we'll add that extra page where we're able to just start from scratch as well. So you do have several options available to you. And once I show you how to add all of this in, I'm going to show you some different ways that you can utilize it, both on your Agent in Touch website and to push it out on your social media as well. Because I find that we're all very interested, especially in this new normal and our virtual world, of making sure that we put good quality content out on social media, but where do we find it and how do we make it? So here you can see I have an entire presentation that I have created, and it's in here, and it's in here good. So I can go in here now and I can view this as a PDF. What is it going to look like? So you can see here, because this was a PowerPoint, it was landscape, so it did give it a lot of white space on the top and the bottom. So if I'm uploading a PDF, maybe I want to make sure that it works a little bit better. Maybe it's a portrait entirely, or I go through and maybe have more than one page on the same page. And you'll see here you can go through and view this as a web to see if it's going to work for you. And it may work, it may not. So that's okay too. So here I have that duplicate page. Then I have my marketing and social media best practices. You can see the tile is extremely small because this was something that I saved from PowerPoint. So you can see this is just another class that I have. And again, I can go through if I don't want these in here, and I'm able to go through one by one and remove them from my presentation. If I don't want them in there, I can take them out. I can also add a page and create new. And that's where I actually build the page from scratch. So here you'll see, do I want to build this as a web view? So maybe this is something that I'm going to put on my social media. Maybe it's something that I'm going to put on my Agent in Touch website. I'm able to build that web view. If this is something that I would like to print out and take to an open house, maybe I want to do print portrait. So you can design based on the media that you prefer or whatever you're going to be using this for. You can see there are many different templates that you can use. If I do select this template, for example, and I create, I can change the layout later. Maybe I chose this and then I realized I have 2 more videos. I'm able to hit this plus button down here and I'm able to add, and again, there are little tiny dots and it's very, very hard to see them, but there are little tiny spaces to see 1/4 of the way through, halfway through, and 3/4 of the way through that I can click on those and it will change the template below, and I can hit OK. And here you'll see I have more information. I can add 4 videos to this. Maybe I want to add even more videos. So now I've changed it again. Maybe I don't want something this large, so I'm going to delete this. It's gone, but I can always add it again. The world is your oyster. You can go in and add anything as you need it or as you see fit. Where this benefits you the most is you're able to then take and build just community pages, community presentations. Maybe I have a listing in Joppatown, so I want to include my Joppatown community presentation so the seller knows that I know more about Joppatown than anybody on the whole planet, which might be true, but probably not. And then I can go through again and I can play with all these fun little buttons up here to get the text the way I want it. I can also change the color of my font. Maybe I change this to purple, knowing that the high school colors are purple, silver, and white. So a lot of things that are currently in Joppatown, we use purple for a lot of things. So I can change that. Maybe I have some images that I've created in Canva for this particular community, or I can hit that upload button. So again, I'll show you. I know it go a little bit fast, but I can hit this image button here. And I can hit this upload button here, and then I can go over to Joppatown. So I do have some community photos in my computer, and maybe I have a really beautiful photo. This is going to be a cell phone picture, so it's not going to be that beautiful. And I can go through and add that, or maybe I don't like it. So now I want to go and upload something else, or maybe that was my photo. And again, I need to hit that add button for it to add into this. So maybe I just have some images, maybe I'm giving some images of, maybe I want to talk about Mariner Point Park. So I have some images of Mariner Point Park. And then instead of having two options, I only have maybe one side, and I hit OK. And that's where I have information. I can put a photo in there, or I can text. And again, I can add information about Mariner Point Park. What is my source? Is there somewhere I want to send them to get more information? Maybe I just want to give them this information. And again, at any time, you can determine that you want to reformat what this looks like. And maybe I've given information about, maybe this is all about Mariner Point Park. And that's some information about Joppatown. And I can go in and add different images, or maybe I have a video I've uploaded to YouTube. And you can see also you want to be a little bit careful that the photos that you're adding, maybe they are the same size, because you can see here they're both different sizes. So it looks a little weird. Maybe I don't like the way that looks, so I can go through and clear that particular photo out without deleting the whole thing and starting again. And then I'll hit that image again, go into my computer. And this is where it's a great idea to have your listing concierge photographer take some photos of some areas, in the neighborhood when you have a listing, because then those photos belong to you. You can use them any way you want. You can use them on your community pages. You can create community presentation or neighborhood tour in your Moxi. And here you'll see I have two cell phone pictures. They're not the greatest. One of my favorite places, Mariner Point Park. And then I'm able to save that information. And I want to give it a name where I'm going to know later what is this particular, I'm just going to say Mariner Point Park again. And I always like to enable this page editing, just because I don't know if 6 months to a year from now, or even maybe next week, maybe I have a brand new photo and I want to change the photo out. I want to make it look new. I want to make it look fresh. I want to be able to have that option to edit in the future. And then you'll see here, it added this to my presentation. I always want to go through and view my web presentation. I want to make sure that it looks the way that I expect it to look. And this is also what my prospects, my clients, my friends, my family, anybody that sees this, if I have it online or share it on social media, this is what they are going to see. So here I'm a little redundant. I have the title, and then I said the same thing. I might want to go back and fix that. Again, a great reason to hit that edit button. And then I have the original source here as well that people can get to. This is some of my marketing. Again, this is not the greatest example of everything, but here I have my Mariner Point Park. So I have some photos and some information about Mariner Point Park. If I'm selling in Bel Air, maybe I have the Mom Pa Trail, you know, Annie's Playground that's technically in Falston, but it's so close, you know, some things that are close by. Wherever it is that your community is located, have some of that information there. And again, I can save this as a template and go back later and change it out. Now you might be saying, where would I use that information? What benefit would I have to do this? So in doing this, I'm able to put this on my agent website. And what that does is it gives me original content. Original content is king. SEOs, your search engine optimization, actually loves original content. So Google, Yahoo, Bing, all of the major search engines, when people are looking for things, Google, Yahoo, Bing, they love to give them original new content on specific areas. What I'm able to do now is I'm able to go into my local communities and I'm able to include that information. So I have my community information at the top. And then when I go down into my community served, you'll see that I do now have mine by county. That's just because I serve 6 offices. There are a lot of different counties involved, and I wanted to make it as easy for people as possible to find the area that they need. I am still building mine. I have a lot to go. You guys work in a lot of different places. You'll see here under my Joppatown tab, again, Joppatown's my baby. That would be my farm area. I have a lot of information, but here I have a link. Click here to view videos highlighting the Joppatown community. That's where I'm able to click that specific link, and it's going to bring up my Moxi presentation. So here I have a presentation that anyone can find on the internet at any time, and they're able to scroll through. Again, I want to make sure that all the photos that I'm using, I own, I have the copyright to. Nobody's going to come back and ask me or ask Coldwell Banker for some money. And as we go through, you'll see I have the Joppatown Marina. I have some other info. Now I would need to go back and actually put the URLs in for this information and let people know these aren't my videos, but here's where you can access and find this very quality and valuable information. I do have an Amish market, a flea market. Here's the commencement. I may or may not want to put that out on my page. Just different things that you can find from the community, and I have that here. Now, 2 ways that I can share this on my social media. I can go to my base website, and I can share my website address on social media. I can go into Facebook Business, I can post my actual website, and I can tell people, go to local communities, look through the communities, find some great neighborhood tours, etc., etc. Maybe I haven't built it out enough, so I want to actually click on local communities. Maybe that's the particular page that I want to share out on social media. Find local community information. How has COVID impacted real estate market in your area? Visit my website for more information. They hit this page, they're seeing all this great local information. I know I say it all the time, but who knew we had women's football? But here's some really great information, and then they can find information about their particular area. Also, I'm able to go in, and once I have shared my Moxi presentation, I can find it at any time just by going to my website. I might not necessarily need to log into Desk to go into Moxi to find it, but it's right here at my fingertips, and I click that link and I'm able to copy this particular link, and I can go to Facebook and I can share that link on my Facebook business page. Some of you are fans of Canva. For those that are more advanced, maybe you want to create a graphic that comes out instead and a short bit.ly link that you create something. So I'll show you an example on my page of something that I posted. So I do have a video here. I went to the park. It was sunset. It was with my cell phone. It's really not that great of a quality. But you can see I'm on Facebook. I posted the video, and then it says, this is one of my favorite places, Mariner Point Park at sunset. here I have the link for them to get to my my website, and they're getting here, and they can find, I can say, visit this link to see, local video highlights of the community. They also can go here to see local homes for sale in Joppatown. I don't have an IDX, so mine's not going to be as wonderful as yours, but they can also go and search on my website. So that's something I'm able to do with just that video, as well as to actually post my Moxi presentation out on my Facebook page. So you'll see once I take this Moxi present, I take the actual URL link, because this is a live link, and I paste that on there. You'll see here it only comes up with Moxi present. So if I say here, discover more about the Joppatown community, contact me to see, to list your home, your Joppatown home, or schedule your personal for, oh, that's not working very well, appointment of homes for sale. And then, make sure that you have everything is grammatically and spelled correctly. And then I post it. Now, what you're going to see is once I post it, it didn't really fetch a preview. So it didn't pull up a photo. It didn't look really pretty. There wasn't that much there. So I'm going to go and I'm going to refresh my page, because I want to show you what that's going to look like. So when I click on my page, Facebook's being a little, there we go. It's being a little bratty today. I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look for what I just posted. So here you can see I didn't have a preview. This is kind of wonky looking. So if it's something that I really want to put out there, I probably want to put a graphic of some sort, and maybe something that is in the actual presentation, where I'm able to include a photo. Again, if you're savvy with Canva, go into Canva and put something in there. Maybe I have this lovely mariner, and I go through and I have this URL and I've said some information about Joppatown, and then I say visit, and here's the whole link. Now you can see here that's a very wordy, long link. For those that are familiar with tinyURL or bit.ly, you're able to create a little tiny short link to that as well. But it's okay if it's this long link. People know that they can get to it, they can click on it. And then when you post it, instead of having that really wonky looking, no preview, ugly presentation on your Facebook, instead you're going to have a photo. Make sure that it's a photo that you took. So this is my mariner. I call him mine. It's a picture. You can see here I lied because it's really not mine, but I do have lots of pictures of him. I want to make sure that it's my picture. I've said something about it, and then I'm telling people visit here, and you can get, a presentation. Maybe I've talked about the presentation. Hey, get some information about the Joppatown community here. Now I look like the area expert. People click, excuse me, they go into this personalized, professional, custom presentation that I have about this area on my website. It's also just a link that they can get to, and here's all the information that they would need about Joppatown. I can also redirect them to this particular website as well. So maybe I've uploaded that photo, and instead of taking them directly to my Moxi presentation, I'm taking them to my communities page, because you can see I've worked really hard on this. I've lived in Joppatown for 42 years, and I didn't know that we had a massage place. So I learned something new about my own community. And that might be something that's really great. Somebody that wants to move into the area, maybe that's something that they do a lot. And now they're like, oh, wow, it's up right around the corner. So I went through and I just Googled all of these places and I hyperlinked them. And then that is how I added this as well. When you go into InTouch and you're inputting the personalized information, you're able to type it out. You would just highlight it. And then in the system, you're able to link that, and you would just use that Moxi presentation link. So really, you can create as much or as little as you want. In Moxi, you can do community tours, neighborhood tours. Maybe it's something that's, everything that's currently on the market. They're always going to be, that's a live link, just like your Prospect Square link. That's going to be a live link. So any updates that I make, you can see that when I go into this Moxi presentation from scratch from my website, I made that update as we were doing this class. I put this in. That is a live link. Anything that I go back and edit in the future, the next time somebody clicks on this, they're going to get that information. See, I put that original source here, and they can get that information, and somebody can go in and they can copy that original source. They can open that up and they can get to that original source. So I'm not saying, hey, this is me, I created this. I'm just saying, here's the information. I already found it for you. Look at all this information that I provided to you, because I know everything that there is to possibly know about this area. So I'm the best person for you to buy or sell real estate with, because I know the ins and outs. So I can not only market your property, but I can help, you're marketing the neighborhood a little bit with the property as well. So definitely go in and play with it a little bit, have some fun with it. If you want to create one of these from scratch and you need some help, we can do a one-on-one appointment. We can go in and I can show you how to do that. You can see I have a couple of them in here that I need to go in and play with and kind of clean up a little bit. If you have a listing concierge order, even if you have your cell phone and you're in a specific area that you work in all the time, go in and take some area photos of it and create maybe just a short little, maybe it's just like a little picture book. Here's some Joppatown information, and you have a picture of the post office and the library. I have one agent that I worked with that found all of the different places on a map, and each page on the left had a photo of the post office, and on the right, she did a snippet of the map to show you where it was in the area. So that was really productive as well, and really helpful to somebody looking in that area. I know I went really fast. Does anybody have any questions? You can put them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. No questions? Did I burn you guys out? Okay, we will end the recording, but